On the Fringe with Dan Radio Style. Hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. Well, today, a big, giant, awesome day has occurred. I was live streaming the inauguration earlier this morning, so a lot of fun. Got to spend a bunch of time with a lot of the people that are really close to this audience, or really close to me, I guess, in the audience, however that works. But it was very good, and so we've got some snippets from it. It's so weird, kind of like replaying stuff that I've already seen, but very good. We've got a lot to be hopeful for, obviously. And the deep state is nervous. Biden's done some pretty crazy pardons. We expected that, and we expected him to pardon the people he did, but it looks really bad. So we're going to get into all of it, and it's probably maybe a reasonably short show. We'll see. I don't know. Well, usually it's the jinx of all jinx whenever I say that. We'll find out how it actually plays out. Here is really the beginning. We won, and this is a really important place to start, because we have come a long ways. All of us have come a very long ways through perseverance, through not giving up, which is kind of the same thing, but not letting people squash us, not letting people push us back, not letting people label us and being afraid of that. We were very courageous, and because of that, we won.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. We won. We won.
Total mic drop moment, right? Like, we won, and she just walks away from it. Like, that's all you got to say. That's all you got to say when you're Trump, and it will work out beautifully. That is for sure. All right, yeah, make sure I'm screwing stuff up here. We also have, let's see, by the time the sun sets tomorrow evening, the invasion of our borders. Yeah, this was last night at the rally when he was saying this. He's actually already done a bunch of stuff. We'll get to it.
By the time the sun sets tomorrow evening, the invasion of our borders will have come to a halt, and all the illegal border trespassers will in some form or another be on their way back home.
Kind of a good place to start, I would say. So from the rally last night, we got a few key things. A couple musical performances that I wanted to feature, play a little bit of. Also, Jason Miller, and we had one other who I'm drawing a blank on right after him, but just good stuff from Jason Miller. He was talking about, too, everybody was talking about there's going to be over 200 different executive actions that Trump's going to take. It might be. I was going to just wait and see what actually comes out, and we've got a good list of what Trump said he was going to do, and I think we've got also some video of him signing some stuff. So, again, when the dust settles, it'll make more sense to us all. But here is Miller talking about what's going on.
Very excited. This is a big moment. Obviously, only the second time in American history we've had a former president coming back in as a new president. And I think the difference here is that President Trump can put things into action right away. We're not talking theoreticals. We're not talking 100-day plans or 6 months or a year down the road. These are things he can start doing tomorrow at 12:01 p.m. when he's sworn in. I think that makes a big deal for international security, as we've seen to the peace deal already put together in the Middle East. But even for right here with our own southern border, we're going to be able to put those policies back in place to secure it right away.
I remember you telling me quite some time ago now that on the steps of the Capitol building, in the moment after he was sworn in, he would sign a pile of executive orders. Is that the plan? It won't be on the steps, of course, because of the weather.
The steps will be inside of the rotunda, but I think you will see some immediate action there inside the rotunda before the president heads over actually back here to where we're now at Capitol One Arena.
So he's going to sign executive orders in the Capitol building before he's even got to the White House.
There's a very good chance you're going to see some put into action right away. But then when he gets over here to the Capitol One Arena as part of the events tomorrow, he will be signing additional executive orders. But even beyond the executive orders, there are executive actions that he'll be putting into place as well, different rules changes, things of that nature. And so especially we talk about remain in Mexico, ending catch and release, the border policies, energy deregulation to allow the drilling to get going again in a number of places, but also ending DEI and the wokeism that has really infected our federal government. That's going to go into place.
Standing in.
Yeah, so lots going to be happening today. We'll kind of try to just stay on top of it best we can. Elon Musk was just such a great example of how we all feel, and this was it last night. Feels damn good, doesn't it, folks? Feels damn good. Here is some more victory happening. Our good friend Kid Rock doing American Badass right here. So awesome. Check it out.
We blistered the sun. We couldn't wait for night to come. Head on up to Washington, D.C. and play a little rock and roll. And we were trying different things. We were smoking funny things. Making love out by the lake to our favorite song. Sipping whiskey out the bottle. Not thinking about tomorrow. Singing sweet home Alabama all summer long. Put 'em up like this. Let's rock. Come on. Let's rock. Singing sweet home Alabama all summer long. Turn it up. Break it down. Well, welcome to the Make America Great Again Victory Rally. Do you feel good? I have but one question for you. Is MAGA in the house tonight?
Hell yeah, we're in the house tonight. Woo! Oh, it's so much fun. So much fun. Oh, again, to me, it felt like this took forever to get to. I don't know about you guys. I mean, it's like time was flying, but at the same time, this took forever to get to. But yeah, folks, we're never going to see a time like this again in history. This was crazy as hell watching this, especially the headdress on the Native American feller. Funny as hell. Check this out.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, cause you live in the town. There's no need to be unhappy. Young man, there's a place you can go. I said, young man, when you're short on your dough, you can't stay there. And I'm sure you will find many ways to have a good time. Come on, everybody. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for your men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. Fun to stay at the YMCA. Fun to stay at the YMCA. You can get yourself clean. Have a good meal. Do what you love, you feel. Young man.
I don't know if it's necessary, but the cowboy sure has a bit of an extra kind of step to him. And also, it seems to me that the cop may have eaten a few too many donuts since his retirement. But all said, Trump actually brought back the village people. I mean, someone would have said that to you eons ago. You would have been like, no, there's no way that happens. Yeah, no, it actually does. We've got some really good news to share with my favorite partner. Of course, Goldco, awesome. Proud to be a partner with them. DRSlikesgold.com, DRSlikesgold.com. Again, if you have a 401k or an IRA, these are the people to help you get out of that. And whatever the face value of that is, you're going to get up to 10% of free silver for diversifying some of that portfolio. Not all of it, some of it. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. So this is a great idea, but what's the new thing that they've done, they've actually opened it up so you can buy precious metals, and they've removed the minimum requirement. You can now just buy a little bit if you want. You can let my good friends help you out. They've got platinum, palladium, silver, gold, a whole bunch of other stuff. Check out all the different metals they've got. Go to drslikesgold.com. drslikesgold.com. Pick up some precious metals. If you've got a little bit of cash somewhere, it's not a bad idea to get something that will protect that cash. It saves the buying power. It's what you're doing when you diversify your 401k. You're not trusting the stocks. You're not trusting the cash. You're trusting the precious metals. So you diversify into something that's always protected. Go to drslikesgold.com. drslikesgold.com. Get out of that crazy system before they get out of you. And a whole bunch of free stuff that you're going to get too. You got this Trump future book, 4 data points. If you call within 15 or 20 minutes, something like that, and it'll tell you on the screen, then you actually will get that free Ronald Reagan coin as well. So you don't even have to do anything. Just click on it, put the 4 data points, click the button. You're good to go. A lot of good stuff is going to come your way. So drslikesgold.com. drslikesgold.com. Get yourself protected before they disprotect you. So President President Biden on Monday, or today, he issued preemptive pardons to, well, a bunch of people. So Fauci, he got preemptive pardons going back a little ways. Retired General Mark Milley, he got pardons going back a way, as well as the January 6th committee. So these are the people he pardoned. We do know Rand Paul's still going to look into it. I've got a story coming up at some point here, but Rand Paul still wants to look into it regardless of the preemptive pardon, but it is what it is. Also, interestingly, is President-elect Trump, he texted his reaction about this, and President Biden's preemptive pardons on the January 6th committee and witnesses, Anthony Fauci and Mark Milley, and his quote was, "It is disgraceful. Many are guilty of major crimes." Donald J. Trump. So Trump wasn't real thrilled about it, but it is, in fact, happened. Dr. Anthony Fauci has been pardoned since back to January 1st of 2014. So that's specifically called out. Wonderful how that plays out. Again, he's guilty of stuff prior to that, so not sure if it matters. Also, and this he gets beat up for by Jake Tapper, sorry. He pardoned his whole family, well, at least all of the ones that matter, the ones that were involved. James B. Biden, Sarah Jones Biden, Valerie Biden Owens, John T. Owens, and Francis W. Biden all get full and unconditional pardons, also going back to January 1st, 2014. Yeah. Now, Jake Tapper, a little miffed about that, kind of makes fun, so we're going to pause this here. Check this out. So, of course, right here is the 5 people that we just mentioned, but here's where he flashes quickly to a post that Biden made back in CNN Politics. President-elect Joe Biden says he's concerned about reports that President Trump is considering a host of preemptive pardons for his adult children and lawyer Rudy Giuliani, as well as the possibility of one for himself. He said this December 3rd, 2020. Funny how the finger pointing always seems to come at us. We never did what was accused of us, yet, once again, Democrats are guilty of what they accuse everyone else. Again, projection. Here's proof of the projection. Yeah, you guys can say whatever you want on the other side of the fence. Here's the fact of the matter is, you guys have so much egg on your face, it's not even funny. And you guys still refuse to admit it. That's the best part. Biden has pardoned a crap ton of people. I've seen outrageous numbers. I don't know if they're talking about some of the commutations and stuff, because there has been thousands. But from pardon standpoint, anyways, I assume this is somewhat accurate. This is justice.gov/pardons. Pardons granted by President Joseph Biden specifically. So we had a few of them back in 2022, right? As you can see, September of 2023 added a few more. December 20th, 2023 added one more. April 24th, 2024 added a few more, bunch more. July 26th, 2024. December 1st, 2024, that's when Robert Hunter Biden got pardoned. And then, of course, December 12th, he did a bunch of other people as well. So Joe Biden has pardoned, let's just call it a crap ton of people. Yeah, I'm still going on that one day. There's quite a few people. And we still don't exactly have all the numbers pardoned yet for the 19th. I think that number's probably not fully out there, but will be soon. So this is also kind of interesting. Apparently, on the eve of Trump's inauguration, Joe Biden issued a partial revocation of Executive Order 13961. This is also the one that he's extended multiple times. And this is the one that John Harold kind of based a lot of his devolution off of. And the authority vested in the president, he's revoked certain sections, sections 1, 3, 4, 5, and 7 of the Executive Order 13961 of December 7th, 2020. Governance and integration of federal mission resilience. Those are revoked. Sections 2, 6, and 8 of Executive Order 13961 are renumbered as Sections 1, 2, and 3, respectively. Section 1 of Executive Order 13961, as renumbered, is amended by striking the clause "to achieve this policy in conjunction" and inserting in its place the words "in conjunction." Okay, so just getting rid of the "to achieve this policy," since the policy has likely been achieved. And that's kind of the speculation. Did we achieve the policy? Are we into the next phase? And that's certainly what John Harold is surmising or proposing. Devolution phase is over, and we're maybe heading into the next phase of this. Also, to me, it implies that executive orders from previous presidents can be acted upon by current presidents. That seems to be proven as well. Senator Rand Paul, like I said, commits to investigating Dr. Anthony Fauci despite the preemptive pardon. Again, we'll see where that gets us, but that is certainly a good place to start. Here's President Trump showing up and being welcomed by Joe Biden and his wife, or his babysitter, and or both technically. But here are they showing up. So yeah, Trump's got like a cough drop in his mouth or something. I don't know what's going on there, but something to probably keep it moist. All said, his wife looked lovely today. The people speculating the V for Vendetta guy had a similar hat, so I saw a meme pointing at that, but I have no idea. I really suck at fashion, so I don't even know. Wouldn't even be able to speculate. When she had like the kissy print on, that was one that was confusing. I don't know. Kamala Harris and Doug Emhoff greet Vice President this morning.
You can see Vice President Kamala Harris, Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff, greeting the incoming Vice President J.D. Vance and his wife Usha Vance. J.D. Vance, the third youngest to serve as Vice President. Richard Nixon was 40 years old when he was Vice President for Eisenhower. Very warm exchange there between the one-time competitors just a few weeks ago. Always very interesting. And which side to stand on? What's the protocol here? And Usha Vance was fair.
I don't think that's actually the protocol. My guess is she should be standing next to her husband. But whatever. Yeah, awkward moment. Got to have a few of those from time to time. But fun times nonetheless. Scores of career State Department diplomats are resigning before Trump's inauguration. That's awesome, right? A whole bunch of people are resigning. We don't need to try to get into specifics on it. Crap ton of people. That's good. We want them the hell out of the way. Somebody was asking, I forget who it was, they're pretty popular in the big picture, but they were talking about like who's actually going to be in charge of the CIA at 12:01 p.m., until whoever is in charge. And I don't know, probably whoever is in charge of the CIA still will remain in charge of the CIA until someone replaces them. So, yeah, that kind of stuff is going to happen. There will be some crossover. I don't think a lot of things are going to be asked of these people, that's for sure. Nor trusted of them. Senator Fetterman showed up in his standard high dress. Whoop. Yeah, he dressed up again today for this. But by the way, it's freezing cold, and he's like, yeah, I just get cold on my upper body, so I got a sweatshirt on, a hoodie. The rest of me never gets cold. Yeah, all said. I also thought it was interesting, too, that they've got Marine One parked out here. I guess technically Biden is still the president if something were to happen, but I also felt like in case something happened to Trump, they had the helicopter ready if necessary. Other than people protesting, which I don't think I've got video of. I saw some, but it was, Other than that, it didn't seem like there was anything too major that went out or went down, anything out of control. Trump was obviously outside a few times when he's going in and out of certain places, but not outside long enough probably to risk drone attack or anything crazy like that. But who knows? Your 47th president of the United States, and this is when Trump was sworn in the inauguration. I think this is the swearing in. Check it out.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
That I will faithfully execute.
that I will faithfully execute
The office of President of the United States.
the office of President of the United States
And will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President. Raise your right hand.
Probably tells Trump to GTFO. All right, it's time to get out of here, buddy. There's a high chair over there if you want to eat something first. Here's Trump talking about the golden age of America is upon us.
The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first.
Yeah, and notice I didn't say again, because that's like, I don't think ever happened. America's never really gotten to be first, and this will be nice to finally get to that place. So we'll see if we can enjoy that and see if we can actually get this to load up. There we go. All right, here's Trump talking about reinstating service members that were kicked out for not taking the jab.
This week, I will reinstate any service members who were unjustly expelled from our military for objecting to the COVID vaccine mandate with full back pay. And I will sign an order to stop our warriors from being subjected to radical political theories and social experiments while on duty. It's going to end immediately. Our armed forces will be freed to focus on their sole mission, defeating America's enemies.
I love how many jokers that finally stand up at the end. It's like, you've had like a day and a half to stand up. Though, standing ovations are funny that way. Sometimes you're like, really? They keep standing up. Like when I was at the Trump rally, it was just like, every 4 seconds, I would stand up again. I felt like I was in church. Whatever the case was. Nothing can stop what is coming. And here is something that was oddly appropriate. I forget exactly.
Many people thought it was impossible for me to stage such a historic political comeback. But as you see today, here I am. The American people have spoken. I stand before you now as proof that you should never believe that something is impossible to do. In America, the impossible is what we do best.
I feel like
Many people thought
I feel like it was just seconds after this that he told us that that we would go to Mars during his term, it sounds like. So I think even sending people We'll see. Carrie Underwood sings a beautiful version of America the Beautiful. Probably worth listening to. It was really, really pretty rendition of it. It was weird how it started. There was this odd pause. I thought my feed got weird, and I'm like, no, I can hear some noises. I don't know what the hell was going on. It sounded like there was supposed to be music, and she just, I think, went a cappella. Whatever the case was, it was gorgeous.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Good stuff. Very good stuff. And when the choir came in, by the way, that was fantastic, too. They did some bitchin' song. I don't remember exactly what song it was, but they did such. It was just beautiful. It was just beautiful. The echoing in the chamber, the acoustics, it was so incredible. Very, very good. I streamed it. If you guys want to watch the whole thing, you can totally watch it, skip ahead, do all that crazy stuff. But it was, it was quite a sight. And we also did the rally last night. I was on live streaming that as well. So if you check my channel, look at the live section, I think, typically. And I streamed it on all the places I'm streaming these days. So any one of those channels that you're watching this on, feel free to check it out. Now, Donald Trump, he revealed his first presidential actions during his inaugural address. They list them out. There's a lot of them, but sort of worth mentioning each. National emergency at the southern border. Millions of criminal aliens deported. Restoration of remain in Mexico. Catch and release ended. Military troops to secure the border. Drug cartels designated as terrorist groups. War against foreign gangs. Action taken to solve inflation crisis. Drill, baby, drill. Export U.S. oil and gas. End Green New Deal. Revoke electric vehicle mandate. Return U.S. manufacturing. Overhaul of trade systems to protect U.S. workers. Tariffs as a way to shield Americans from high taxes. External Revenue Service to raise funds from trade. Free speech restored. Stop government censorship. Stop weaponization of Justice Department. Restore the constitutional rule of law. Bring law and order back to cities. End of race and gender ideology in public schools. Colorblind and merit-based society is national goal. Declaration of two genders, male and female. Reinstate military members who left over COVID vaccines with full back pay. End woke ideology in military. Military's mission is to defeat America's enemies. Rescue hostages in the Middle East. Bring peace to the world. Change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. Take Panama Canal back. He literally said that. That's huge. Pursue Manifest Destiny into the stars. Support Mission to Mars. And make America healthy again. End chronic disease crisis. It's incredible what Donald Trump did. He already, of course, changed the whitehouse.gov. What's weird is when I first hopped on here, it played like a cool video, and I think it was mostly this video that I'm about to play, and then it ended kind of like this, but the video doesn't, so I don't know. It was weird. When I first went to this site for the first time, it kind of played a video and then ended to this. You might want to check it out. Go to whitehouse.gov. I can't get it to reload that video, so it might just be the first time you go there. But I swear it was similar to this. Whatever the case was, this is still cool. Check it out. Yeah, and then it went into the picture that we saw on this page prior here. And that's kind of, so I'm pretty sure it's the same video. So very cool. Very, 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 very cool. Love where we're at. Also, just 10 days after its unveiling, Mark Milley's portrait is no longer hanging in the Pentagon hallway. Gone. Finally, civilian oversight into the Pentagon is returned, unlike Milley, who was not civilian and should have been. The only requirement that we know of, and he wasn't even that. So, yes, nice that we've got things. Or, I'm sorry, Lloyd Austin, but he was also former military, which, again, wasn't supposed to happen. President Trump gets right down to business, signing procedural orders at the U.S. Capitol. Let's check this out.
It's a tradition.
Sir, the first is 22 cabinet and cabinet level appointments for your signature.
Okay.
The next one will be, excuse me. The next one will be 47 sub-cabinet level appointments, sir.
But you don't have to sign 47 times.
Thank you, sir. Now 31 acting designations and appointments to effectively take control of the government.
Let's do that.
That's important.
Sounds important, doesn't it?
And we have 15 commission chairman and acting chairman appointments.
Send him.
Commission chairman and acting chairman.
He was number one at Harvard also. You know that?
Good counsel.
They have something in common.
Thank you, sir. Lastly, we have a proclamation ordering that on all future inauguration days, including this inauguration day, that flags shall be flown at full mast.
Very important.
That was a beautiful place to have an inauguration tonight. The sound was so good. The temperature was 72 degrees, but the sound was so good. All right, so maybe something to think about.
Wow, that was pretty cool. I was just like watching, and he was like talking to Schumer too. It tripped me out a little bit. I don't think I could sign my name perfectly that more than once. I don't even think I could do that, frankly. In fact, it was funny. Someone tried to get me to sign my alias one time, and I was like, I don't think I've ever even signed that before. So I've actually tried to practice that a couple times. Yeah, it still doesn't look very good, but nah, whatever. There's supposedly going to be a planetary alignment. I say supposedly. There's going to be. I mean, what it means or whatever. It's kind of funny how this story is kind of put together. It's like, don't believe in coincidences, do you? And I hope it's from the direction of the fact that it's an interesting thing that we've got these 6 planets lining up, all the while that the world is changing in a very drastic and significant way. But Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are all lined up. We also have a bunch of stuff that's retrograde right now. Like, there's a lot of weird stuff going on planetarily that's very rare. Like, it's just very rare. I think Mercury's finally back in full steam as of the 15th, but all the inner planets, I believe Venus is. I think Mars is certainly still retrograde. I feel like Jupiter, I think, is as well. So, again, there's a lot of kind of weird stuff going on, something to consider. And, again, the world is changing in a major way. I certainly think that this is just another example of what's going on. I got 2 basic slides here kind of dealing with what's going on down at the border. Tom Homan showing the example of what they were going to do, and, of course, they are already doing it. But down in El Paso, downtown port of entry was briefly shut down on Monday morning just before President's inauguration. He obviously declared a national emergency, so things are changing already.
Beyond this point will result in the arrest, prosecution, and possible application of force. Advertencia. Esta es una área dirigida federal, fuera de los límites del personal no autorizado. La entrada o el movimiento no autorizado más allá de este punto dará lugar a la detención, al procesamiento y la aplicación posible de la fuerza. Personnel. Unauthorized entry or movement beyond this point will result in the arrest.
It reminds me of the Matterhorn ride for some reason at Disneyland. It's always sentados, por favor. Remain seated, please. I'm probably saying it slightly wrong from the Spanish. It's just like you hear it in line so many times you start to try to emulate it like a bad parrot. I don't imitate perfectly, but I come close. Anywho, Holman predicted that media would, in fact, find some woman that's being horrified, or a child in a cage or whatever the hell, and they're gonna key in on that. Ocasio-Cortez with her pantsuit. Oh my God! Like one of those lame moments. So he's 100% right, and we just know that they're gonna do this, and they're not gonna be able to get the momentum on it because they're not the media anymore. We are. So yes, that's effectively true.
We won't take a lot of hate. We're going to be sued every day, numerous times. I think you'll see the left try to control the media. They're going to show the first crying female, first crying child, and say how inhumane we are. But they won't talk about 340,000 children that they failed to take care of. They're not going to talk about the young women who have been murdered in this country at the hands of criminal cartels. They're not going to talk about the hundreds of angel moms and dads who buried their children. You want to talk about family separation? They buried their children because their children were killed by a member of a criminal cartel or someone that's not supposed to be here. They'll tell one side of the story. They'll try to vilify us, but they're not going to stop us from doing our job. I don't care what the media says about me. If they saw what I saw in 34 years, saw the tragedies I've dealt with in 34 years, they would certainly understand me. They may not still like me, but there's a reason why we do what we do. I'm tired of women being raped, making that journey. I'm tired of dead children. I'm tired of women and children being sex trafficked. On this administration, sex trafficking is up 600% of women and children. We have a record number of people on terrorist watch lists being arrested. Historic record, 3,500% increase. Record number of Americans dying of fentanyl. We got a record number of cartel members that have entered this country. The criminal cartels in Mexico making more money than they've ever made in smuggling aliens, trafficking in women and children, and moving dope. So, hate all you want. Push the misinformation out all you want. We're not going to slow down. We're not going to go away. We're going to get this done.
And again, I find it totally humorous that there's just people just filming her crying, right? Like, woman's crying, and you're like, yeah, I got to get this on tape. Rather than, are you okay? What's going on, man? Did you step on a bee or something? What happened to you? This looks sad. This looks horrific. I can't quite figure out why you're crying. No one else is. Why is it only you? That's strange. All said. Yeah. Strange is what is the state of affairs these days, I would say. danradiostyle.petclub247.com. It's got this awesome mushroom in it. This mushroom is great health effects. In fact, it helps the immune system tremendously. There's a whole bunch of studies. They've got a research tab that you can read all up on that stuff. It also has been shown to help reduce tumors, cancers, and a few other things. I certainly had Chris Flex on my channel a while back. He had a throat tumor. He apparently took a bunch of this and managed to get rid of it. I know another gentleman right now that is also stage 4, and he is taking a bunch of these right now. Is also doing ivermectin and using that treatment, and he's actually seeing huge reductions in the movement of the tumors. So there's a lot to be said about this Coriolus versicolor, this mushroom. They've got a tab for humans, for products, for us. They've also got it for your little 4-legged creatures. And that's almost one of the coolest parts, because they don't live long enough, and a lot of them, because of all the crazy toxins in the world and the crazy vet stuff that we give them and those flea medications and just a lot of stuff, which you got to do it, because, man, when they come home with a crap ton of fleas on them, it's just like, good Lord, right? So you got to do what you got to do, but that stuff's not good for your animal. This is one way you can help them out. Dogs, one common thing that most people get into is the mush puppies. Reasonably inexpensive entry-level kind of treat. It's like a cookie. Dog's going to get some Coriolus versicolor. You can give them one a day. That's getting it in their system. That's just going to help. Cats and dogs both have what's available. It's called the Mojo, and that's actually a liver treat that's got that Coriolis versicolor mixed in with it. That's offered to cats and dogs. Cats obviously don't like cookies, but they do like liver, so good treats. They've got special sauce that you can put on top of their regular food. Maybe you need to get them some extra calories, or just an easy way to add this kind of like sauce/gravy to their regular food. And they've got a whole line of different foods and treats. They got chill doggies. That's like a refrigerated treat for dogs. Got mush ponies if you've got horses, which is pretty awesome. Why such a long face, right? And also, we've got different kinds of dog food, cat food that don't have all the chemicals. Also have the Coriolis versicolor in them. Good stuff. Cats as well. We got the foods for the cats, dried, wet, the whole 9 yards. Also got a cool little Nipster play toy that doesn't have lead or any of the weird chemicals that you often find in most things made in China. Yeah, a lot of toxins. Think about the treats and toys you give your pets. Where are they made? You should look at the ingredients and see what crazy stuff's in them. This is actually healthy, whole grain, good products for your animal, and it's got that Coriolis versicolor in it on top of that. It's great products. Go to danradiostyle.petclub247.com. That's danradiostyle.petclub247.com. Take care of yourself, take care of your little four-legged beauties, and also take care of, well, everybody, really. Horses too, though. But like, it is so powerful how it affects the immune system. It is a trip. And I've actually found I kind of sleep a little better too. It's very strange. Just excellent products. Enjoy the heck out of them. danradiostyle.petclub247.com. All right. Got some other couple stories here to share with everybody. Oops. Let's try to get in here to share. Yes. Oh, yes. This is fun. The CBP One app has already been canceled. Literally canceled. It was 1 million immigrants were using this to get into the country during the Biden administration. The notice that's been put on it, effective January 20th, 2025 at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. The functionalities of CBP One that previously allowed undocumented aliens to submit advanced information and schedule appointments at 8 southwestern border ports of entry is no longer available. All appointments have been canceled. That's where the crying, I guess, is going to come in for that lady. But yes, all of them have been canceled. There is a lawsuit claiming billionaire Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency violates federal transparency rules. Supposedly this is going to be filed within minutes of President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration. There's rumor that Trump was actually going to executive order this department into play. I'm not exactly sure how that has or does play out. But to be filing a lawsuit before it's even finalized seems sort of premature as well. So the main reason I shared this is, yeah, obviously the deep state's going to continue to use lawfare to fight things, but I think things are going to become a lot more efficient, and there will likely be punishments assessed for bringing frivolous lawsuits, because that's something that also needs to kind of come back to the fray. And so we'll see how this all plays out, but they are going to do their best to slow things down. But what we saw with Biden, and apparently it's legal, is they'll continue to do the processes, and you know, it takes a whole hell of beans to be accomplished right before they can actually stop the president from doing something. He did that with the debt. You guys remember that, where he was just getting rid of student debt, and Biden kept doing it, like did it 5 more times, 4 more times, whatever. Yeah, so again, I don't know how this all plays out, but I do know that a lot of precedent has been set, and they're deathly afraid because they threw everything they had, even the kitchen sink, and nothing worked. And now we got all those tools available to us as well. Now, again, we're going to try to stick by the rule of law, best I understand. But the rule of law has precedent set against it now. Or with it, or for it, however that should be phrased. And finally, former head of Planned Parenthood, Cecil Richards, has died from a brain tumor. She's... Again, I don't know. It's just one of those things. God works in mysterious ways. I don't ever wish ill on anybody, and I certainly, my heart goes out to her family and her loved ones that are dealing with the loss of, you know, their parent, mother, friend, everything else. But she was, again, a huge part of the Planned Parenthood. She was in charge of that organization for a number of years. So, in fact, during more than a decade at the helm of Planned Parenthood. That's called karma. You don't get to do these things and make decisions that kill millions of babies and then sell body parts off to all sorts of different places. You don't get to do that karma free. So you get to, I don't know, she's meeting somebody I'm not sure who exactly that will be. I'm sure many have their ideas and thoughts about that, but she has passed away. So again, I wish her family well, but at the same time, I unfortunately think this lady has done a lot of horrific stuff in her life. So God has taken her back, or the devil has taken her back. Maybe either or. Take your pick. A lot's happening in the world, folks. I hope you get a chance to check out the rally. The rally was very cool last night, and the inauguration was also super cool. Trump's 30-minute speech, if you get a chance to listen to that, that's kind of all over the place. People have snipped it out. If not, you can find it in my video. You can skim to where it's at and check it out too. Again, just a lot going on, an exciting time, and more to come. Music-wise, I think I've got it picked out, but I'm going to call it out tomorrow. I got to pull a bunch of music and see and just make sure it comes together the way I'm thinking it will. But I've got a very, very cool idea. And then I've got a neat idea for the following show, which will be my 100th show. So kind of want to do something sort of special around that. So I got some ideas as well. So again, got a lot coming up in the big picture. And then I will be likely doing a live show coming up Tuesdays at 4 p.m. This is not next week, or not this week, but likely next week. We'll be doing Tuesday nights. We will be doing the Law of One. I will start just doing that on my own. I'm going to do a couple sessions of it, and I'll do one at a time and then kind of give a breakdown, and then do the second one and give a breakdown. And hopefully it takes roughly about an hour is the plan. Thursday, same time, 4 o'clock p.m. I am planning on doing a live show also for the grab a couple top news stories, just kind of sort of informal, maybe some music in the background, just kind of fun, and just sort of talking about what's going on, do some deep dives on some of the news stories of the week or of over the last week or whatever, and hopefully make some fun out of that. Should be about an hour long as well. We'll see. But it's an opportunity for all of us to get together. So a few more exciting things will be popping up into the schedule. And hopefully you guys enjoy that as well. So we'll continue the Friday, of course. That's a lot of fun. So a few more live shows and a lot more fun. That's what it's all about. We'll keep working together. We've got a lot of change to agent through, and we will be doing exactly that, and we'll be doing it together, because where we go one, we go all. It's on the Fringe with Dan Radio Style.